Hello, everyone. I am Lisa Anna Palmer, also known as the VP Coach, founder of Lightyear Leadership Inc., co-founder and co-chair of Mustakabali Wetu, Our Future NGO in Kenya, award-winning author of Light a Fire in Their Hearts, The Truth About Leadership, and creator of Little Talks. Today, we're going to explore what does it take to grow a successful global company with my distinguished guest, Rostyslav Vovk. Rostyslav Vovk is the co-founder and CEO and chairman of the supervisory board at Kormotech, a global family-owned pet food company with Ukrainian roots. Founded in 2003, Kormotech produces food for cats and dogs under brands such as Optimeal, Delicious, and the My Love line, which includes, and now I'm going to bark and meow in Ukrainian, Huff and Meow, Clap for Paws, and Optimeal. So under Rostislav's leadership, Kormotech has entered the top 50 global pet food manufacturers, reached 162.7 million in annual turnover, and expanded into 50 markets. That's incredible. He leads a team of over 1,300 employees and oversees operations across Ukraine, Lithuania, and other countries. In 2023, Rostislav launched Kormotech Ventures to invest in pet care startups, and since 2024, he has also served as chairman. So please welcome Rostislav.
Hi, hello. Nice to meet you. Nice to speak to you, Lisa, and hello to everybody who will be listening.
Yes, and thank you so much. My heart really goes out to you, Rostislav. I know that you're based in Ukraine, not necessarily near the epicenter of the war, but I'm sure it affects your lives, and it really is an honor to interview you today and for you to come and share your journey in resilience.
Thank you very much. I think it's this war affected whole world. So
Yeah.
it's not only, of course, Ukraine is suffering much and the most, but this war, I think this war affected whole world. So, but we are living in this for 3 years already. Yeah.
Yeah, and certainly here in Canada, we've been very supportive, and really, we truly think about you every day. So our hearts go out to you. Now, let's explore about your amazing career journey. So, how what does it take to build a top 50 global company? Like, where did you start?
Well, yeah, as you told already, we started in 2003. But before I used to work at our family company. So I'm 44 years old now. In 2 days I'll be 45. But now I'm
Happy
still I'm
birthday.
still a bit younger, a year younger, 44. But 28, yeah, I think 28 of those years I'm working in our family company. So I started as a worker in the warehouse at my father's company, the biotech company E1-The, when I was 16 or 17. I don't remember already. So I worked few years there as a worker, as a blue collar worker, then as a manager. We used to work. We were at that time we were producing yeasts for bakers, so bakers yeast. Then later I was a consultant for a big bakers companies, how they should use our yeasts to get good results. And then afterwards in 2003, somewhere on the dinner with the family, our father was telling us about a new business, that he will be starting a new business. And he told to me and to my sister that maybe you want to try this, you want to be there in that business. So we catch this hook, because before that day we didn't plan to work as an executive people in the first company, in the E1-The company, because it was a B2B business. There was not you were not speaking with your final customer, so it's not an FMCG, not much of an advertisement, not much of marketing. So we were not interested about this. But afterwards, after this dinner, as I told you, we catch this hook, and we started to be a part of the family business, and now we are a part of it. Now I'm managing the pet food. My sister is not managing because she's not a CEO anymore, but she's responsible for this for the second part of biotech, and we are co-owners 50-50. And now our dream is to pass this business to our third generation, to our kids. We have four beautiful girls, and which are telling us that they will never be working in the business, in the family business. So so the history is coming back, but we are working with this.
Amazing. And what a journey you had. And it's amazing that you started in the front lines and worked your way up. And so you got the full view of what it's like to work in such a company. Now, when did you, I know that it kind of was um, offered to you in terms of your father, but what about that leadership spark? Because you mentioned that even like, and it could happen at any time, any age versus, actually managing a company, but that desire to want to lead. When did that happen for you?
Uh, so I cannot tell you that it just happens just in one day. Before, as I told you, before, I was not planning to be an owner of the big family company or something like that. At that time, when I was 20s, I was a DJ, half part of, well, let's say at night, and my dream was to open a disco, to have that kind of a business. But before the leadership, so I started to understand that I'm an entrepreneur. So I want to create something. I want to create a business. I hate work as a worker, because I finished a banking university, so I'm a banker, a finance man, and I was working one day in the bank, and it was enough for me because I was working on the front line in the bank, let's say in the bank. I don't remember
Like a
the
teller?
name of
You,
this
you were a
job.
teller? A teller, you were helping customers in the front lines?
Yes, yes, yeah. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah, that's true. So one day was enough for me because it was super boring. It was super boring to
Can
sit. There
imagine.
was not,
Can
there was not
imagine.
much of the people. There was only a computer work. So I was only putting some information into the computer. So it was super boring. After one day, I told my father and to my family and to my manager that no, I'm sorry, it's not okay for me. I'm quitting. And then afterwards, I started to think about some business. Then coming back to your answer, so it was coming to me day by day. When I started partly to manage in the pet food business, because in the beginning I was not the CEO of the company. I was responsible only for building of the first factory. I was responsible for first recipes, and I was responsible for logistic to get the product to to our distributors. And then afterwards, in 5 years, year by year, and in 2008, I started to serve as a CEO. And then day by day, I started to understand that I love to create the teams. I love to lead the teams. I know how to tell the team that okay, let's go for it. Let's do it. Even the crazy things like we spoke. For example, we were writing the strategy in 2013 or 2012. So we get an idea. Let's be number one in Ukraine. And for you to understand, two biggest competitors in 2000s, and of course now, two biggest competitors were Master Foods, Mars, and Nestle, two huge companies which were having mostly 90-95% of the market. And then we decided let's go for it. Let's be number one company in Ukraine. And team believed in these words. So now we are number one. Now we have more than 35% of Ukrainian market. So we are number one already. So
Congratulations.
yeah,
Congratulations. That's incredible. And I love how you described your journey and how you discovered. So it's almost like a discovering that you actually liked leadership and motivating people and bringing teams together, whereas some people have a different experience, and yours is extremely validating for a lot of people who are maybe not sure if leadership is for them because they don't have that feeling. Like, for example, when they hear people talk about, oh, I was 5 years old and I woke up one day and I thought I should be a leader. Other people discover it as they go through life and they try new experiences, and all of a sudden, one day you're in charge of a team and you discover, wow, I really love this. Like I love bringing people together, which is a beautiful story. And
Completely agree, Lisa, and something to add. And there is also people who want to be a leader, or they think that they are leaders, but they are not. And
you're
this is
right.
not bad. You just need to understand there is huge amount of the jobs which you can do. You don't need for 100%, you don't need to be an entrepreneur if you do not like it, or you do not feel yourself as an entrepreneur. The same is with the leaders. I need, for me, for example, I need a lot of top managers which are just super nice, and we have them in our team, but they do not want to be somebody who are leading, who are taking big risks or something like that. So it's not the end of the world if you are not the leader.
That is a great message too. And actually, I wrote an entire chapter on that in my book, is that some people are better off being specialists because for various reasons. Maybe they don't enjoy bringing others together and all the responsibility, because there's a lot of responsibility that goes along with it. And also, I always say leadership is an art and a science, to be able to motivate. Like it's easier to motivate ourselves. It's harder to help, other people to achieve goals. And it takes a certain kind of personality to get people to believe an idea that hasn't happened yet. And you've done that. And that's why you make a fantastic guest in terms of the leadership space, because the journey can look different for everyone. What's most important is alignment, that it aligns with what's inside, with what's in your heart, with what you want to do in life. And that's the key, right? Because if you're in alignment, you'll do well. If you're out of alignment, then it's going to feel like a lot of work, draining, and then it's going to have an impact on your team as well. So thank you for bringing that up. Now, along the way on your journey, and your family owned company, which is really interesting too, right? So that creates a whole dynamic. What are some of your biggest challenges that you encountered along the way?
Do we have 5 hours, or we have a little bit
Okay, what
less
are your
time?
top two or three?
Okay, let's go. But to tell you the truth, the biggest challenge definitely is the full scale invasion of Russia.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge. But in Ukraine, we used to live in the crises. And it's not only a question of Kormotech. We had the crisis in 2004, the Orange Revolution, and the financial crisis in Ukraine, huge devaluation of our currency. We had the crisis in 2008, like whole the world. Then we had the crisis, the beginning of the war in 2014. Then we had the COVID. Now we have a war. So there is every few years there is a crisis. Definitely. And coming back to the top two, I would say the full scale invasion is the number one, definitely. And we are still living in it. So I remember first day when it all started at 5 o'clock in the morning. So in the morning our family gathered, me, my wife, and the younger daughter. I thought they were sleeping, so I told them the war started. We were negotiated before, then if the war started, if the war will gonna start, but though we didn't believe. So we came back from United States 2 days before the war started.
Wow.
Because I had a yearly meeting, and I needed to see my team, because we had we were ending the year and beginning the new one. So we came back, but we negotiated. We were speaking with my wife. She was also at the time in the business, in the operations. She was responsible for a new project and for sales abroad, the sales abroad Ukraine. But so we decided that she will take our younger daughter and she will go to her sister to Netherlands. So she went in the morning, and then I came to the office. And now we're coming back to the leader. Maybe I will speak. This is because of me, but normally everybody from the company, everybody from my executive team, so all the top managers were at work at 9 o'clock in the morning. So nobody ran away, nowhere, everybody was afraid. Everybody didn't know what will happen next, but everybody gathered in the morning in the office. So we decided what we need to do. So we understood that we need to be very fast, but the circumstances was not clear. So you cannot plan nothing if you do not know what will happen in 30 minutes. So we decided, okay, first of all, we need to speak to all our people. At that time, it was around 1100 people. Now we are, by the way, you were telling 1300 people. Now we are 1500 people already. So 1.5 thousand of employees. But we decided that we need to speak to everybody, how they are feeling, what are their first needs, who want to change their place of living. And definitely a lot of people from eastern part of Ukraine, they were moving to the western part of Ukraine. So this was the first topic which we were discussing. Second topic, we decided to stop the facility, to stop the production, because we had the product on our warehouses, but we didn't know what will happen with the market. Will it go down or not? We didn't know. So we decided to stop because people were afraid on the factories. And third topic, we understood that we need to gather all the receivables, because as we were always growing, and you know, if you are selling to supermarket chains or to somebody else, you have the after payments. And we were growing very fast, so we always had the question with the cash flow. So there is always a lot of money, but this money are with our partners. So we understood that there is not much money on our account, and there was the payment day, salary day in 3 days, and we understood that we cannot pay if everything will stop. We will not going to pay the salary to our people. So we decided that we need to gather this money, minimum amount which we need to pay to our people, not the top managers. We canceled our salaries, me and all the executive team. And we did it in few days, so everybody got the salary on the same day, like it was planned. And it was like this for a few days, and after a few days, we understood that that we are the bottleneck. The top management is the bottleneck, because we are decided that our decisions, we are deciding what to do from the morning till afternoon. Then we are sending these messages to our teams. They will get it till the end of the day, and then next day we need to do something else, because it's changing so fast. So it's impossible. So top management started to be a bottleneck, and I decided with some of the team members, it was their idea that we will just divide the company for 3 parts, 3 projects. We call them 3 projects. One project, responsibility of one project, and the leader of that project was to cover everything, all the business inside Ukraine, production and sales and all the commercials. Another team was responsible for facilities abroad in Lithuania and for very fast sales growing in Europe or the other part of the world. And the third part was responsible for helping the animals and people with the animals, because we understood that there is huge amount of people who are, firstly, they are changing their place of living. And for example, if you are coming from another city, you do not know where is the veterinary clinic. You don't know where is groomer, or you don't, well, okay, you are not thinking about groomer, but you don't know where is the zoo shop or pet shop. You don't know where is veterinary. And another part of the people, they were just leaving their pets because there was no place in the buses or in the cars or in trains. So there was a huge amount of the abandoned pets. So third part was our Save the Pets of Ukraine initiative, and these 3 teams were doing their job, and we were working like this half of the year. And then afterwards, we took the best from this team's work, and we came back to our normal executive team and we came to our strategy, and we came to the normal budgeting and everything else when we understood that, okay, we can figure out the scenario, how does it go. But we took something which was very good from these teams to be much more faster. That's how we resolved this topic. How we did this.
Let's pause on this one because I think it's huge. Most leaders don't have to think about that right now, unless you're in a country affected by war. And so it's such an experience that other leaders might fear. I mean, there are countries around the world who fear being invaded, who fear, and they're trying to figure out what would that look like, what would that be like. And I think you're a great mentor in that space because you said, not only the war is like the pinnacle, but before that there were crises that you had to deal with and be resilient. Like the amount of resiliency that you and your team and your company and the people of Ukraine in general have is incredible to be able to navigate and continue and not only keep a company afloat, but to grow it during a time of conflict is mind-blowing, really, for a lot of us when we hear that. And it's I just want to acknowledge you for being able to do that and the flexibility and that you were able to draw the lessons learned from that to actually, advance your company globally is really something that needs to be acknowledged and recognized because that's just incredible. So thank you for sharing that. I think you're giving hope to a lot of people who are afraid, not having entered into that situation yet, but who fear it. That it's not only possible to keep things going, it's also necessary because you're not only helping the people in your company, but you're also helping, like for example, you mentioned about saving the pets. I've seen the heartbreaking videos of hundreds of dogs, thousands of dogs and cats. Hungry and in the streets and the fact that you were able to think of them and help them during your own struggles is really heartwarming and the courage that it takes to do those kinds of things is incredible.
But that's the part of our DNA. That's the part of our values, and that's the part of our mission. We love for pets is everywhere here in our offices. Even now, there is a lot of dogs now in the office. We are a dog-friendly office. My dog is sitting here on the couch. There is few more there. So we understood that somebody need to think about pets. Definitely, everybody are helping army. Definitely, okay, 65 people from our team, they are now fighting. They are in the army. We are paying for all of them. So the government is paying them salary, but we are also paying them a monthly salary, the same like they had when they were working with us. And the places for them and the place for them is always here. We have some people who already came back, but coming back to pets, we couldn't think not like this because this is the part of our core. That's a part of our DNA, and we know how to do it because we started this in 2014. We were helping pets abandoned in Donetsk region, in Donbas region. So we knew in much more smaller scale we know what to do. And then we just multiplied it. We asked for help for some of our partners, and they helped. And we gathered, just for you to understand, thanks to this initiative, we gathered more than $5 million in these 3 years with pet food, money, all the veterinary stuff, and the documents, a lot of job, help for shelters and everything else. So yeah.
Yeah, and my big takeaway from a leadership perspective on that is when you have a strong why and you're anchored in that purpose and your mission, it can pull you through anything.
I completely agree with you. Completely agree. It gives you an answer. You just need to you just do not need to think much more. Just take a look on your values. Take a look why you are, what is your purpose, why you are here, why your business is here, and you will get the answer just straight.
And that's at the heart of servant leadership that's very valued and needed in this world. And the other part too is that you put a focus right away on your people. You thought about them, getting them paid, helping rescuing the ones who needed to get away from where the conflict was basically killing people. Now covering the salaries of the ones who are fighting in the war. I mean, you're clearly, you know, I can see why you're growing during this time is that you're putting the emphasis on people and animals, so living things rather than worrying about, you know, the bottom line during and it takes care of itself. So, what a wonderful example of leadership that is.
Mhm. If we speak about people, this is another part of the DNA. This is the DNA of the family company.
Yeah.
That's why when somebody is asking which companies are more are like more tactile, let's say like this, family company or big multinationals, I will always choose the family company because we are like a big family here. That's why we are thinking about the people. I'm not telling that the multinationals they are not thinking about the people, but if we speak about the family business, this is about the stability. We are always telling 75% of our top managers were started with us more than 20 years ago. So people started as the manager, for example, CMO, the chief marketing officer. Igor started as the marketing manager. Now he's responsible for marketing and innovations. The guy who is an operational director or COO, he started as a technologist on the factories. That's why for me personally to lose a person from our company, to lose a worker from our company, it's the personal problem, even if we are speaking about the frontline workers.
Yeah, there's a lot of heart in what you do. There's a lot of heart, and I think that's an important message to get out there because, you know, in my line of work, I see that I could see where there's a lack of heart and what it does to people and how it burns them out and how you know, going to work is not is the worst part of their day because of the heaviness they feel. They don't feel valued like you are valuing your people is major. And it's no wonder that you're able to navigate these very difficult circumstances because you're focusing on the people and on your mission, which is to help the animals. So, uh, what what would you say? Because there's a lot in there, and you said there's some other challenges. So, what are some of the other ones that you may have experienced that are more typical of an organizational leader?
There was some problem in the beginning. For example, we couldn't enter to the supermarket chains.
Mm.
I don't know, is it about leadership or not leadership? Maybe it's about the we are for the win-win with our customer. So it was impossible for us to come into to enter the supermarket chains because the space, the shelf space was bought by our competitors, and there was no free space for us. So the buyers from the supermarkets, they were telling us, but there is no possibility for your brand. We cannot take you because it's already sold. So we were starting to think what we can change here and what are the opportunities. How can we change our company? How can we change our ideas to be in the supermarkets? And then suddenly we understood that there is a big trend on private label or white label of the supermarket chains.
Ah,
So we choose the German company Metro. I don't think you have it in Canada, but there is a big supermarket chain with a base in Germany, and their Ukrainian subsidiary, they got the targets or KPIs that they need to put some private label in their shelves in Ukraine. So we came to the buyer and we told them, okay, what if we will produce the private label for you in pet food? What if we will produce, because we were not producing any private label, we are a branded company. But we told them, okay, we can produce with a good price and with a perfect quality. So you will fulfill your KPI, which you got from Germany. So they were super happy on this. We gave them the product, and then in the end, before the signing of the contract, we told them, okay, we helped you with this one, but could you help us with only 5% of the shelf place for our brand? Just give us the possibility to for your customers will see our brand. It will be super small. Competitors will not be angry. You're gonna have a big amount of your private label. They took around 20% of the shelf on their private label brands and products. So they tell us, okay, 5% we will try 1 year and then we will see. And now in the end, we are producing to everybody, to all the supermarkets, to all the chains, biggest chains in Ukraine, private label. And we also are with our brands there, just that we do not have 5% already. We have from 30 to 35% on our brands and around 20% of the brand which we are producing. So it means we have more than half of the shelf with the product which is produced by our company.
That is a great strategy. That's very strategic. And then you also had the humility to not get hung up on the idea of having all the space and the label. You did that so beautifully. It was so well orchestrated. How do you come up with ideas in your company? Do you have brainstorming sessions, or do you have what does it look like?
There is executive team.
Yeah.
There is several meetings. We have every Monday we have a meeting at about we will be speaking around 2 or 3 hours on the operational issues and some new ideas. Also, my doors, if you would be in the office, you would see it. My doors are always open. When I'm in the office, everybody can come to me and speak to me with the ideas. We are speaking in our company that we love ideas and mistakes, because if you will never change if you are not making mistakes. So we are doing every day. We are doing huge amount of mistakes. And we are super happy on this that we are doing mistakes. Then we are always so we have quarterly meetings when we are speaking not only about finances and not only about the projects. We would take minimum 2 hours to speak about new ideas. Also, we have a lot of committees, starting from new product development committee or some outsourcing committee or something else, when people can just talk to the supervisor or to general manager or to me, and then we would gather the idea. We have some budget for this, and so it's on a daily basis.
Right.
At that point of view, if we speak about the supermarket chains, we were very small at that time, so we gathered like 5 people. We gathered there. We even didn't had the head office, which is in the city, and the big one now. We were at the factory at that time, which is 60 kilometers from our city. So we were having lunch there, and we were thinking how we can enter the supermarkets, and then just the idea came from somebody.
That's amazing. What a great testament to, idea generation and innovation. Now, you mentioned mistakes, because that's certainly in some corporate cultures, making a mistake is like the end of the world. People get blamed, they get demoted, they get humiliated. How do you handle mistakes when they happen?
That's very, 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 very easy. My work is to assure my team that they will not gonna get punished if they will make a mistake, except if this mistake is a foolish mistake. You cannot do, for example, if it's written that the product must be with a humidity of 10% and you did 12%, that's the problem, because it could affect pets. They could have some problems. It could affect the lives of the pets. But if you have an idea and you want to be a leader of this idea, you don't know how to do it, you can ask everybody, but you want to be a leader of this idea, let's do it. If it can help the company, in the part of the strategy, which everybody knows, then let's try. If we will not going to manage it, if there will be a mistake, no problem. But what if it will go through, and we will make a turnover not 161, but 700 million, or there was some ideas when normally we started our dry factory with the maximum and it was written the maximum capacity is 45,000 tons per year. Now we are doing 55,000 tons per year without any investment into the machines. There was just ideas. Okay, let's change something. Let's change the quantity which we will produce per one shift or per one batch or something like this. So my statement is that if you are afraid to make mistakes, you will never be a big company. If your people are afraid to make a mistake, that's the problem of the CEO. Then you did something bad for your team.
Mm-hmm. Great message. Now, with all that, you talked about various challenges, like the shelf space and also, of course, the war. What about on a personal level? Like you as a person navigating through all this going on, like are there certain things that you had to overcome or deal with?
The biggest challenge is to spend this time with the family, which family needs and which I need. I think I'm doing this quite good because so every evening I'm at house, I'm at home playing with a younger kid. Every quarter we are flying to US to see our older daughter. And so this would be a challenge to have this amount of time which I need for the family. This is the challenge. Another challenge is that nobody cannot teach you to be a CEO of the company on every stage. So we started from a small company. Now we are, I would say, even for Ukrainian, even for European. For European story, we are a big company already. It's quite hard to stay a CEO here for me because I understand that we already there is a lot of people who can be much more stronger than me on the position of CEO because I'm a co-owner. Sometimes I'm making the decisions which are not quite really good calculated because I'm let's say a founder or a co-owner. So I'm trying to be very, very fast in the decision making process. But come on, we are a big company, 1,500 people. There must be some structure already. You cannot speak with CEO minus 2 people and make a decision if the top managers have some other decision. So right. The thinking which I have now, and this is the question from the supervisory board of our family business, because I'm a head of supervisory board of pet food, but there is a supervisory board which is under our family business. So I'm having 3 positions.
Wow.
I'm the co-owner in the family council. I'm the part of supervisory board of the family business, and I am the CEO, which is under the supervisory board. It means that they can fire me if I will be not good. And from another point of view, I cannot be, because one day I need to think like a co-owner. One day I need to think like an operational
You're wearing
manager.
many hats.
This is the main problem. This is the main problem. That's why I'm thinking that in 2 or 3 years, I need to find somebody who will be plus minus the same like me, with the same values, with the same operational knowledge, which can be a CEO. And I will be already a part of the board. And I think I'm gonna have some small projects, because I cannot live only like a director in supervisory board. So I'm gonna have some project. This is the main challenge for me now. I would say.
So it's like figuring out alignment, work-life harmony, if you will. And it's amazing to me. Like, there's no excuses to anyone listening about you have all those roles and you're growing a multinational during a period of war, and you make time for your family.
Mm-hmm.
That's there's no excuses for anybody else who's
Mm-hmm.
comes and says, I don't have time for my family. I don't have time for myself. So congratulations on being able to do that. Now, it really piqued my interest when you said at the beginning that you were a disc jockey, you were a DJ, and then a banker. You studied banking. You found it boring. I mean, a DJ, of course, would find being a teller boring. And now you're heading a global company. What are some of the skills that you gained from being a DJ that you can apply to your current role or your life?
Curiosity.
Mm,
That's number one. Number two is openness. I'm eager to speak to everybody because of the curiosity, and because I understand that if somebody will share the information with me, I will be glad to share with somebody else. Another one is I believe in people.
mm,
When people are coming to our company, they would get 100% of belief in them. There is a people who are not putting the people who are coming to the work. They are not putting them inside because they need to study how they are. Are they okay? I'm starting vice versa. I will give you full support. I will give you full belief in you, full faith in you, and then you will go, like, if you will go, then you will go minus, you will lose lives, life in like
yes.
in computer
Yes.
game. Something like in Super Mario game. That's like this.
And I imagine that another characteristic as a DJ is that you're fun.
That's also one of our values.
Mm,
You can be sure we can send you our 6 values. One of the
lovely.
values is fun. We are making work. We are having fun here.
Yeah, and that's so important. In my book, I say that fun is fuel.
For sure.
Fun is fuel. Now, you mentioned a whole host of characteristics that that you were able to draw from your inspiration as a DJ. Now, what are some other, let's say, 2 or 3 characteristics that you find are really important for leaders to have to be able to create a global company?
You need to understand people. You need to see which people you need. Then you need to be not the Messiah, but you need to know how to tell people the story that they would believe in you.
Mm,
You don't need to be arrogant. This is a very good topic. You cannot be arrogant. You cannot know everything.
mm,
Don't assume that you know everything. Ask people. That's why you have team. There is much more in my point of view. The CFO, it's much more better than me in terms of calculating the all the CFO issues, let's say like this, or all the CFO topics. In marketing, there is a marketing director or CMO, chief marketing manager, who is much more better in brand making, so the brand creating. That's why you need to ask them. That's another one. And the last one, I would say, don't afraid of the risks. Be
mm,
ready to make the risks.
mm. Great characteristics. And so what's next for Kormotech?
Oh, half a billion turnover in 2028. That's the
Nice.
core KPI of our 5-year strategy. So you see, even in this period of war, we wrote the strategy for 5 years, 24, 28. Definitely, we will be changing it if something will going to happen. But you need to have a long story, and then you need to make small targets which you will fulfill every day. So we want to be among the 30 biggest companies in the world. We want to make half a billion euros turnover. and we want to be much more stronger in Europe, in Central Eastern Europe than we are now, because we have only one leg, Ukraine, which is making a big success for us and making a good cash for us. Next one need to be one or two countries in Eastern Europe, so to have two legs to be much more stronger and to be much more stable. Then next 5 years we will gonna go to Western Europe, and we will gonna go, I think, to Northern America or maybe Asia, to be much more stronger there. And of course, new brands. There will be 2 new brands in next 3 years, because we see the possibilities for new brands. And super long shot, we agreed in our family gathering that we want to build 100 years company. This is what we are planning to do.
What a beautiful vision. And I have no doubt that you're going to do it, because the way you're heading and what you were able to do during a difficult period, a very difficult period, is incredible. So yeah, I can't wait to follow your company and see where it goes. And so how can people find out more about your company and you?
That's super easy. Internet page, which is kormotech.com. Then you can always find me on LinkedIn. Just normal Rostyslav Vovk, and there will be a guy in the black t-shirt and with a dog. Also Facebook messengers. I'm using it always. My daughters are telling me that I'm the old schooler already, but still I'm using Facebook. So Facebook Messenger is okay, LinkedIn is okay, Instagram is okay, and our company page, kormotech.com, is also always open.
Perfect. So I'll put that in the links, but in case people don't see the page or whatnot, I'm just going to spell out Kormotech. Okay. So it's Kormotech. So kormotech.com. And your name, Rostislav, if people want to reach you on LinkedIn or some of the other platforms, how do you spell that?
It's Vovk, victory, V as a victory, Vovk, that's a surname, and name is Rostyslav.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, I'm sure you'll get a lot of people wanting to reach out when they listen to this, because you are super inspiring, and it's been an honor for me to interview you. Now,
Thank you.
Any last pieces of advice for listeners?
If you want to do something, not only the business, but if you want to do something, don't think too long. Just do it, make mistakes, reshape yourself, and do it faster.
Great advice. Thank you so much, Rostislav. It's been a real pleasure and an honor to interview you today.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to talk to you, Lisa.